slides by. Both of these players will make 4 on this 10th hole. Sergio just 1 under for the day now. Missed 2 good opportunities on 9 and 10, or not opportunities, but birdieable holes on 9 and 10.
Back to the tee, and I don't know if he's waiting for the green to clear. If the others can get within 20 yards of it, Tiger certainly can do so, but he's waiting for this man to putt out. He doesn't want to disturb him. Even if he didn't reach the green, he wouldn't want to disturb him. It's for a par 4. Well done. The stage is now cleared as far as Tiger is concerned. I wonder what he'll do. Do you think he'll knock it on here, Wayne?
Well, if he can't, no one else can. I mean, the players are getting very close to this green, Alex, and he's driving the ball straight. Okay, just goes past where Steve Flesh's ball was, and they're onto the front of the 10th green. What a tremendous tee shot.
Well, he's had the 2 birdies on the trot, and now he's got a chance of an eagle here. That might set him right afire. Been waiting for it. Now David Toms, and the more I watch this man, the more I'm impressed by the quality of his swing. Beautiful rhythm. He hasn't been sort of pushed about by watching Tiger. Hasn't been led into anything. Well, he's been led into something here. Now he's far enough back. You're okay if you're far enough back and they're only 50 yards from the flag. He can do it from there.
Ernie Els on 12 after taking a penalty drop. This will be his 3rd. Just get up on the top. No, it's going to go back down to the front of this green. And just when Ernie was inching closer to Tiger, it could be at least a 2-shot swing between Ernie and Tiger over these next couple of holes.
Steve Flesh up on the 11th tee, downwind, playing 179 yards today. 164 to carry the bunker. Strath bunker. Devilish little thing at the front of this green. Downwind doesn't necessarily make it easier for these players, but that's pretty good. And he is impressive, Steve Flesh. Hits the ball a long way. Classical swing and reveling in it.
This is David Duval's putt for birdie at the 16th. Up the hill, big break to his left. Just has to get the right speed. That's number 1 in the line. A bit to the left.
Bit of breeze behind it. Now this has gone miles in the air. Release the right hand through the ball, giving it more elevation. And I heard it bounce, so perhaps it's gone over. There it is. This one, like it run down the hill a fraction. He was certainly expecting it, Garcia.
This is a par putt for Ernie Els at 12. A little bit loose at the top on that drive, and If there's one thing Ernie needs to work on in his golf swing, he just gets a little bit loose, needs to tighten it up, and a little too smooth. Needs a little more thump with a tighter swing. But not a good putt there for par. He'll drop one.
Always a good par.
Well, that was David Toms out of the bunker at the 10th. Have to keep it out of these bunkers. They're almost inevitably, Mike, a shot penalty, aren't they?
Well, that one was. He was a bit unlucky. He was in where the rakes had been raking the sand. He was in one of the furrows of the rakes, and in all honesty, the ball was really quite low, so he couldn't get it going out forward. He could have done, but he didn't want to risk it. Rather unlike the bunkers we saw at Loch Lomond last week, which would have been flattened by the back of a rake, these have got the same old problems with those little teeth marked.
Huge putt for Ernie Els. Oh, amazing. Such a short hole. It's only 314 yards, trying to drive the green. It's the shortest 4 on the golf club. And the Tom Mix a 6. But you know, he won't get too upset. That's about as angry as Ernie gets.
Now Tom with his third. Mike, what does he have there?
87 yards he had there. A very difficult one, but another fine judgment of distance. Gary really is impressed.
Duval currently 5 under for the round. Likes to work the ball from left, right, slight fade, so perfect for this hole.
These are good players. Stay on the fairway.
I hope you're right. Yeah, there's one.
Little cutter into the very, very light semi. It's a good angle to get at the flag from.
Well, now Padraig Harrington, his second at the 18th. Harrington -1 for the day. -5. Oh, and almost -7, but he'll tap that in for a birdie. Inward 9 of 34 and a 70 for Harrington. Oh, lots of people over from Ireland watching their champ. And what a great smile for the great player.
Tenth green, and Duval, sorry, not Duval, Tiger Woods eyeing up his birdie chance. Chance of getting an eagle, but it's an outside chance.
Well, Ken, I think back at the 5th hole when Tiger didn't birdie after a bogey on the 2nd, then back with a birdie, and then a few missed putts. I think it was a wake-up call for him, don't you?
Yes, it just came at the right time, and those birdies. And this for an eagle too.
You know, you think of this golf course, it's almost to the point when there's no wind, it's just going to, this par for Tiger Woods is 67, 68. He can drive it on 3 greens. He can hit both par 5s and 2. He can hit wedge to every hole out here, with probably the exception of the 2 3s, which those would be 8 or 9 irons on a calm day. So the equipment, the strength, the talent of these players has just surpassed these great old golf courses when they're calm and they're not defensed with wind.
Well, that certainly wandered a long way to the right. A lot more than Tiger Woods anticipated. A big Big swing of this one for Garcia. Left to right. Yeah, down the hill. Really well judged.
Well, Thomas Bjorn struggling to make par. Oh, but that putter has been red hot, and boy, when you make those, it's like, oh my goodness, don't let me get in that position again. I promise I'll be good. I'll keep it in play. Let's go to the next.
Tom's for a 2. For birdie 3 at the 10th.
Our coverage is coming to an end on BBC One. It's about to resume almost immediately on BBC Two. Fascinating leaderboard. Tiger Woods, we'll see what he does on the 10th in a moment or so on BBC Two, but currently leading by 3 from Steve Flesh, and by 4 from the world number 2, David Duval, who's got Thomas Bjorn alongside him, and David Toms at 9 under par. Darren Clark at 8 under, Tom Lehman, Ernie Els dropping back to 8 under par, Lauren Roberts also at 8 under par. But Tiger Woods leading in this third round of the 129th Open Championship by 3 shots from Steve Flesh, and that may well become more after we see him putt on the 10th. So an enthralling third round, and our coverage, as I say, will continue through to its conclusion, but it's the end of Grandstand on BBC One now, so that means an immediate switch to of what remains an enthralling third round of the 129th Open Championship here at St Andrews. If you've been with us on BBC One, you'll know that the best players in the world have been trying to keep the amazing Tiger Woods in range, and doing a pretty good job, because his lead, with Tiger Woods just through the turn, remains at 3 shots. That's the margin by which he started the day. David Duval has been having a charge. Ernie Els has mounted a challenge as well. But on BBC One, we left Tiger Woods a few moments ago. He'd driven the 10th green, the drivable par 4, so he had a great chance to further extend that lead. So let's pick up the story with Jerry Pate and Ken Brown.
Well, this is Tiger. Oh, and that was for birdie at the 10th. So he makes a par 4, but he remains at 13 under. He does not miss many of those.
Duval second to the 17th. Such a dangerous second shot. Got it on line, I think. Going to stay on the top level. Wanders back down the slope. Okay.
Ernie Els with a perfect tee shot, although it might not look to be. Laid up nicely here on 13. About 130 yards. Almost blind shot to this huge green.
Tiger Woods on the 11th tee, 3 putt on the 10th. That drove the green to just a par. This could be a pitching wedge, maybe a 9-iron. Or playing down breeze. This should land fairly softly.
Kim, that's where he's so good. He can hit it so hard and take the long irons up in the air. It's like a 2-shot advantage.
Going left of the flag is Tom's. Yeah, this one wanders back down the hill means you have a much flatter putt. So a lot less borrow. Tom's dropped a stroke at the 10, so he's back at 8 under now. Steve Williams and Tiger Woods, terrific partnership. Amazingly, Tiger Woods, of his last 28 starts as a pro, has won 15 of them. Staggering performance, over half of them.
Now Ernie Els. Birdie putt at 13. Oh, bite. Well, Ernie, a little of the wind has gone out of his sails after the tee shot at 12. The double bogey. That for par. Els remains at 8 under.
Played holes 13 to 18 over the opening 2 days at 2 under par, which is about as good as anybody in the field.
Now David Duval, his third shot at 17, and this is where you want to be. You want to be short of this green on 17. Don't ever try to go for the flagstick. Take your par, move on to the 18th. If you make a par on 17, you're going to pick up 1 to 2 shots on the field.
First time David Duval has parred the hole this week.
Beautiful putt.
15th and Darren Clark. Amazing how these closing holes just take the wind out of your sails. So difficult to build a score and so easy to throw one away at the 15th and perhaps one at the 17th, and suddenly a 68 or 67 becomes a 70.
Well, now David Duval finishing with his par putt at 17. And you know, I really believe what hurt him this week, slow start. He was out and 1 over the first 9 holes with a back 9 of 3 under and just didn't get off as fast as he'd like.
Gives you some idea of the contours on this 11th green. Little hollow where the flag is cut. A very steep face strath bunker guards the front of the green, then a big bank at the back. Over the crowd there's the Eden Estuary, so the tide is either just wandering out or coming in. The hole today is cut. This kind of area here, it's not very easy to see exactly where. Big swing from left to right. Is the shortest hole on the golf course. Very problematical in a breeze. One advantage of being one of the last groups out, when you get into the back 9, you haven't got to worry about the players playing the front 9.
Now this is Steve Flesh, tee shot at 12. He can reach this green. He's swinging extremely well, but for Steve Flesh in this position, he's sort of swimming in uncharted waters. His first Open. He's only played in 6 majors in his life, so this is very, very new for him to be in this position in second behind this man.
Slightly easier putt from this side of the hole. Got a lot of movement from the right. Such a neutral putting grip. Thumbs down the shaft. Just see his little black line on the top of his ball there. He lines up where he wants the ball to start. A very good look, that one, didn't it?
Ken, I would say there's been a lot of great players in this game that are just tremendous putters, but from 10 feet in, I don't know anybody that can putt better than Tiger Woods. He's just so good.
Not bad from 3 feet, 20 feet, 35 feet. He's pretty good from all ranges. He's the complete golfer.
Oh, and this is a beautiful shot, isn't it? Looking across towards the River Eden to Lukers Air Force Base, who played such a great history in Scotland over the years. And David Toms with his par.
Duval on the 18th. You can just see the flags on the top of the grandstand there, left to right and into the breeze, so it's a mighty hit to get there. A little down the right. Oh, he needs a member's bounce. He's okay though. Out of bounds all the way down the right-hand side, and that went within 5 or 6 feet of it.
And the par 5 14th, Thomas Bjorn's third. Really nipping a wedge up in the air, back into the wind. Oh, look at this shot. You just don't realize how precise you have to be to get a ball close to some of these holes today. Very difficult located around these bunkers.
Still by no means the one-man championship that so many people anticipated. Steve Flesh making sure that Tiger Woods stays within 3 shots range. Playing well, Flesh out in 33, no drop shots in his round today. And David Duval playing the last 5 under par for his third round. Thomas Bjorn also at 9 under par. Ernie Els regretting that double bogey on the 12th. And Sergio Garcia picking up just 1 birdie during the course of his round so far today. Darren Clark at 7 under par, dropping a couple of shots on the way back. Dennis Paulson, Lauren Roberts also at 7 under par. We've had a great round of 66 from Bernard Langer, another from Bob May, and Padraig Harrington, who hit a splendid shot, stone dead into 18, came in with a round of 70 for 6 under par. Caceres, Mickelson and Couple still out there at 6 under par. Bob Estes in at 5 under par. So too Dean Robertson, who also had a good round today of 68. In that group at 5 under par, Jean van der Velde, who found the water at the opening hole. And Colin Montgomery, very disappointing day once again for him, a round of 72, no progress at all. He remains at 3 under par. Jose Maria Olazabal finishes at 3 under par. So too does Ian Garbett.
Well, Steve Flesh second at the 12th after a big drive. Little bump and run up the slope. Needs a little more hit on that one. You can tell he didn't quite hit it. Get up. Come on. Come on. You really have to make a very, very crisp hit on those bump and run shots. Possibly too much loft on the club he used. Now Sergio, his second. You hate to see him get agitated, and I know talking to his father, Victor, he says he just has to tell his son, DiBieltra, relax and take it easy, because he knows this young man is a great player and he just has to take control of his emotions.
Bjorn for a birdie at the 14th. And now he shares second place with Steve Flesh. Well done, Thomas Bjorn. Not as many birdies on the 14th. as you'd expect, because the pin's really tucked away.
Well, this is unbelievable right here. Now, if you think the president gets a lot of attention, or the queen, you know, Ken, I think there's probably no more recognized person in the whole world right now than Tiger Woods. He is, without a doubt, in the U.S., the #1 sports figure. He's the only real superstar today. Michael Jordan, the great basketball player, is retired. Muhammad Ali retired, and now up at the green. This for a birdie from Steve Flash. They're on the green, and back at the tee, David Toms and Tiger Woods wait. The hole 312 yards in length, very reachable for those long hitters. And here they are. What do you think, Ken? Did you ever get this much attention when you played?
No, I never did. I do remember the
Me either.
the US Open, the major after he won the Masters by such a large margin. There was an enormous number of cameramen there. Now head on the green, Garcia. Doesn't get too cross. He's had a few chances, had a few bad lies.
Now the 18th for David Duval. He'd like to finish with a little 3. That would put him just 3 behind Woods. Needs to get up. Well, and that's a nice shot. He'll have a little right to lefter. Just sliding down the hill.
Well held from Garcia. So just the 1 birdie on his card, the rest all pars. Garcia drove over the back of the green, so you know it's well in range for Tiger Woods. It might not even be a driver. I think it probably will be. There's a bunker that's 275 yards to clear in the middle of the 12th fairway that you must make sure you take out of play. Poor old Sergio. Poor Flesh. Milky shadows there, the sun trying to come out. Everything's clear. Tiger's bird it on day 1 and day 2. I don't think it's one of his hardest drivers to get there. It's a kind of 80% one.
No, he's been working on the ball, drawing from right to left, and I don't know if that would come in for him. It was down the right-hand side. And through the green.
That's still, please.
Well, you saw Tiger's lips say, I hit that one pretty good. Now David Toms. And this man can put it out there as well. Really good golf swing. Really good golf swing. Good tempo, good balance. And this one should run up right onto the front of the green, onto the center. Get up. Get up. Oh, what a shot. What a golf shot. Is that straight from 314 yards right at the flagstick for David Toms.
th tee, and Thomas Bjorn. He's taken a very, very safe line. And where the pins are positioned on the 15th and 16th, they're asking the players to drive tight down the right to give the best angle to the flag.
Now here's a chance for the number 2 player to get to second behind the number 1 player in the world. David Duval for birdie at the 18th. Yes. David Duval finishing with a 3, 66, 32, 34, and what a golf round. There it is. No bogeys. 6 birdies for David Duval.
And world number 2 to the undoubted world number 1. Look at the leaderboard. Woods by 3 from Duval, Bjorn and Flesh. Been a few 66s. No one's managed a 65 yet. Woods, Mickelson, Els, Love and Caceres. And today, Bernard Langer, Bob May, and now David Duval.
Darren Clark for birdie at the 16th. Nice stance. Good balance. And that's the result of a good stroke. So Darren Clark now moves up the leaderboard.
The 8 yards at 15 for Thomas Bjorn. A good healthy smack on 7-iron, but he doesn't like that at all.
Wonders off the right side of the green, but basically chipping back up the hills. And not a bad spot to miss the putting surface. Bjorn there in that group at 10 under. Marvellous round of 66 from David Duval. He leads in the clubhouse. Darren Clark, fresh off his birdie at the 16th, moved to 8 under. Tom Lehman there sneaking along very quietly. Birded the 12th and a couple of pars since then. Have a look at the 12th green. Ridge in the middle of it. It's like trying to land it on an aircraft carrier. Very difficult to get the ball to stop on it. Looking now back down towards the tee. This is the back of the putting surface, and the pin cut in a well, almost impossibly difficult position. If you miss the flag on the right, by about 4 feet from where Tiger Woods is playing, which is to the left of the green, it'll wander off the putting surface.
Well, here's a look at Tiger Woods after a big tee shot, and this time I'll turn it over to Peter Allis.
Very awkward shot here for Tiger Woods. I suppose you could say he's over-clubbed on this hole. It's quite extraordinary. But just in the front of the green is a little shoulder which comes off the green, and if you get on the wrong side of that, it will fall off the edge of the green as it gets nearer the hole and drop down to the right-hand side. So this is a very delicate shot.
You can just see the little hollow there that Tiger's got to come up and over and through. But there's a gully here, and the ball's going to tend to get thrown off there if he doesn't judge it correctly. Anything a little bit to the right there. Interesting to see how he tries to play. He's got a very lofted club. Perhaps just going to pitch it once into the fringe.
Think you could pitch it all the way, Ken?
That would be really marvellous.
Oh, that was some little shot into the bank. One bump, got a straight bounce, changed his club. I think he went to more loft. And obviously a very good chance for a birdie. He's birded it twice he's played it so far. Doesn't make it 3 in a row.
That was really a brilliant shot, wasn't it? As you say, just took the pace out of it over nudging it into the little bank at the front of the green. Flesh has found a coffin. One of the 3 coffin bunkers. all you can do is get the ball back into play. So suddenly things looking a little easier for Tiger Woods.
Fascinating, though, Ken, that although the weather's been very gentle, we've seen par fours driven, and we've seen a number of a lot of eagles and albatrosses. It's Bjorn at the 15th, just off the green. Albatross at the 5th the other day from Matty Zern was something. And here's a man putting on the 12th who might get another one. This will be a super eagle. If it can find the hole. No. A remarkable occurrence the other day. We were talking about the De Vere Club at the Heron's Reach at Blackpool, and someone there was Paul Walker, in fact, the not end pro, finished 2-2-2. That's birdie, eagle, albatross in the competition. It was old Mick Miller, the comedian. I remember him from the Comedians. How did you finish in 2-2-2? I've never heard of that before. We won't ever hear of it again either. This to go to 9 under. He's holding on, Ken, isn't he?
Yes, he's a very, very good, steady, rounded player.
Sergio, it looks as if he's on an old abandoned tee. Some result from there.
Woods inside right, wriggled in, just in the left-hand edge. And Tiger's moved to 3 under for the round and cruising 14 under. Perhaps Nick Faldo's record low score for 72 holes around here, which I thought would never get beaten of 18 unders, under threat.
Well, it certainly looks that way now, Ken. But there's still a long way to go. Flesh at the 13th for a par. Well, this is so far has been a great championship, a bit of slow play and a bit of this and that, but really has been very good. Clark now, 17th second shot.
Doesn't want to be too greedy. Very well played. That's exactly where he's aiming. And then chip right up the full length of the green.
Sergio, a little bit of borrow on this one. Just the left, laddie. He was rather fortunate to get away with that wild tee shot to miss all the gorse. So really, not too much to complain about. A par. Stays at 8 under, just 1 under today.
Tiger, same strategy. 3 wood off the 13th tee. Going down the left-hand side, I would imagine, of the 3 bunkers. There are very few players of whom we said that they sort of swallowed the game whole that they play. Amazing, completely dominating it.
Well, he's so good in every department, Ken. He has power with. We've hardly seen him hit a drive offline, and or anything off the tee offline, and he murders it every time.
A slippery putt from Thomas Bjorn. Beautifully holed. Hit it on the left edge and firmly.
David Toms. 13th. Tiger's managed to miss all the many pitfalls that abound on this course. Still got another few holes and a round tomorrow. But he seems to be so mentally in control of that. He doesn't look as if he's about to blow a gasket.
Flesh, bogey putt. A very ugly double bogey. Drops from 10 to 8 under.
Clark has played a beauty. He's crept up the leaderboard today, but still 6 behind.
Well, it's taken him 12 holes, but Tiger Woods has now stretched his lead from 3 shots overnight to now 4 shots over David Duval and Thomas Bjorn. Tiger Woods world number 1, David Duval world number 2. But Duval, well, he's never won a major, never really mounted a significant challenge in the Open Championship, but he certainly is now a wonderful round today. Out in 32, back in 34, no drop shots, round of 66, matching the best of the championship so far. Let's hear from David.
David, they called Saturday moving day, and you certainly made a very satisfactory move up that leaderboard, didn't you?
Obviously very pleased. I really feel like what I did today is pretty much how I played the first couple of days, except simply today I eliminated the mistakes I made in the first 2 rounds.
Is that a learning process, just getting to know St Andrews and all the subtleties?
Well, you know, I think that's a little bit of it, but as much as anything for me, it was that today, when I got 60, 70, and 80 feet away, I 2-putted those, as opposed to the last few days, I've been 3-putting them.
Right. Great example of that at 17. I thought your approach putt was absolutely perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good one. On 2, the same thing. I was about 60 feet long. The 5th hole, even, you know, the par 5, I hit it, you know, I don't even know how far, 80, 90 feet by the hole, and got down into it. So that's what really kind of kept me going today.
Yeah. A few anxious moments with the drive at 18. That was a flirting down the right, wasn't it?
Well, you know, I had gotten a lot of good breaks for that stretch of golf I played, obviously, and it's been pretty dry for about a year now.
Sure.
And it was really nice to see that, you know, because, you know, a couple months ago, I'm pretty certain that ball would have gone out of bounds, and it's kind of like we say back in the States, I think the worm has turned.
Yeah, it is eating at you a little, the fact you haven't won since, what, last April now, and I know that's bothering you, isn't it?
Well, it bothers me simply because I'm such a competitor. However, you know, if you want to be honest with yourself, you know, my game hasn't quite been up to it, you know, for one reason or another. It might be, you know, it could be a multitude of reasons, really. But I feel like in the last few weeks, my game has really fallen back to where it should be, and I feel like I'm capable of winning this golf tournament as well as others right now.
Yeah, and you're right in there for tomorrow's final round. I know that you, like many others, didn't enjoy Carnoustie last year. Different story this time, isn't it?
Well, you know, I guess it's best if we don't revisit that. You know, but I love it here. This was my first experience in an Open Championship back in '95, and you know, and I fell in love, obviously, and it's real nice to be playing well here.
Yeah, great round, David. Well done.
Thank you.
David Toms, second at the 13th. Another good shot. Tiger from pretty good spot, flat lie.
146 to go, Peter. Little breeze, nothing really at all, and just a wedge again for Tiger. It might be a little 9-iron, but he's been hitting his irons so far. There's a little bit of wind against, not very much, just 4 miles an hour.
Well, that won't do him much good. But
a little bit wide by his standards.
Tiger recently had that special laser eye surgery. I'm not sure if he still wears contact lenses. I don't think he does. Now, that could be a we'll just blow our nose. That's what Granny told me to do.
Bjorn trying to work a long raking draw to the pin here. Top quality shot. Sometimes as St Andrews, a player isn't actually aiming exactly at the pin. They're playing the percentages, giving themselves the easiest putts, trying to eliminate the chance of dropping strokes.
Els at the 15th for a birdie. Wide, took 6 at the 12th. Didn't get a birdie at the 14th. So again, even though he started by dropping a stroke at the very first hole and saving one for the small miracle at the second, and he got it going, but let it slip again. He should have been 2 or 3 better than that.
Steve Flesch, second shot at the 14th hole. Hell bunker to carry. There's only 197 yards for him to carry that though. 267 to the front of this green and into the breeze. Is not likely that he can reach it. Other bunkers down the left-hand side, and he's just skirted those and, oh, fallen back into them. Well, he toyed with the bunkers and messed about them on the last hole, and again, he's come a cropper on this 14th.
Clark for his part. Well done, well done. Only 1 birdie there today. Par 4 at 17, particularly if you found the rough off the tee. You'll take it every time.
Garcia, second at the 14th. That's, oh, by golly, you were lucky there, young man. We saw Tiger explode with this second shot, drove his club right into the ground, but a breeze against. Now he hits now, and then when he strikes the ball, you see the sand coming up, and as he comes up, the wind blows back and takes the sand into his eye, and it's immediately there. And I think he's had a blow of the nose, and he's back on track. And here he is up on the green for a 3. Well, there's not much to say. I mean, he seems to be able, or it's happening for him in this phase in his life. I mean, that was really motoring. That would have gone goodness knows where, but it finds the middle of the hole. And suddenly, people say, well, he's able to step up a gear. I'm not a great believer in people being able to do that. You know, I'm going to make a century today. I'm going to hit 4 home runs. I'm going to score a hat trick. Don't think life's like that, but he seems to. He might make me change my mind.
Bjorn at 16. This for his birdie. Oh. Thomas Bjorn now with David Duval. Tiger Woods' his nearest challenger. 10 under. Putting together a great round today. -4.
The Toms has this for a birdie just from the left to right, and he's overdone it. In fact, there's been a pretty mixed bag of scoring looking at the completed rounds. 66, 3 66s, but a few 69. Caceres is just coming with a 69, but lots of good players with high scores. Davis Lever 74, Sandlin 75, Furyk 75. So it's hard work for some. now for a par. Stays at 9 under. Only 6 birdies today, including Tigers at the 13th. Third hardest hole on the course.
Low fizzer from Darren Clark, his second to the 18th. Loaded with spin. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Beautifully controlled. Cracking iron shot.
Thomas Bjorn at the 17th. Looks as if it's landing right on their heads, isn't it? That's perfect. Just come left a bit. Well, in the waspy stuff. That's a good line for the green. More room right than you think.
14th, the hole that Tiger Woods is next to play, 581 yards, called long, because it's the longest hole on the golf course. This is the view you get from the tee. You can't see the beardies down the left-hand side, but for Tiger, they're not really in play. 250 yards, just under the clear. And a bit down the right yesterday, nearly out of bounds. There's a wall that runs all the way down there. You'll be driving into this sort of area here, then the second is played over the huge deep pot bunkers, and the flag today on the left edge of the green, just covered by the 2 little bunkers. You can only see one of them short of the green, called Ginger Beer. Queer old name, Ginger Beer.
It's, the statistics on this course are extraordinary. We keep saying what a gentle day it is. We know there's only been 11 birdies at the 15th, 16th and 17th collectively. Only one at the 17th today, Mark Kalkabecke, around the 71. So they're not very easy holes. Tiger's facing this 14th, which Ken's just described, and years ago, well, not years ago, when the wind blows, the wind has taken the sting, much of the sting, out of this course for this championship thus far. 2 birdies he's had. You know, he hasn't been in a bunker yet, which is extraordinary. I think he gave that the full bash. Didn't get that leap forward. But that really is a magnificent, ferocious strike. He's something a bit special. Well, his dad said so about 20 years ago, but not many believed him. Drive over the goal, between the spectators, straight down, aim at the old spire in the distance. That looks pretty good. See, he's just got that extra bit of run and got past Tiger's drive.
Up ahead, Steve Flesh. You know, he's got to be very cautious here and get it up pretty quickly.
It's impossible to be greedy, Ken. I think he's done very well to get that onto the green. Garcia's little pitch, going to try and bump it in the bank. Way to the right.
Sit.
Down and beyond it goes.
Clark, this for a birdie 3 and a round of 68. Very well done, Darren. Look at the scorecard, 33-35. Good finish, though. Birdies at 16 and 18. So Darren still with a chance, but he needs one of those magic rounds of his.
The flesh. Fourth shot at the 14th. Now the 5, having found the sand in 2, he's gripping that left hand. I don't know whether he bangs it into the bank of the bunker. So he's at 8 under. 6 at the last hole was costly. Sergio. Only a par, just one birdie, and all pars so far.
Els at 16, spot on line. No. 6 at the 12, and then 4 pars. Only stays at 8 under. 2 left to play today. Just ruined one loose tee shot. Fish and chips. I fancy some fish and chips.
Don't know how you keep so slim. Must be doing something illegal.
Tiger Woods is going to be first to play off the Elysian Fields here on the 14th. He's got 292 all the way to go to the flag, 265 to the front. And the pin in a rather unusual position, stuck sort of in the middle of the green, but in a sort of small area to find. But hit it to the right of the flag and you find the pins have been done by Robert Burns and Rodney James. Rodney James is a past England international, and Robert Burns, a very fine potato grower. Now, do we think that Tiger can get here?
I have no doubt he can get there, Michael. I think with he can probably get 100 yards of run out of this. Got to miss the pitching into the face of a bump. You know, it's extraordinary talking about close on 300 yards off the fairway, and you expect him to reach the green. I think he likes that one. Is that the one you're talking about? That's the one I'm talking about, Tiger. Nearly pitched it on the green. The inner confidence this young man has is quite frightening, and without being over dramatic, you see it. Sometimes you don't believe it in people from foreign countries, people that can endure cold and days without food and water, controlling the mind, whatever. Well, he's got something, I tell you. This is David Toms. No, just falls short. Tiger Woods seems to have the confidence to release the club. All good players, all professionals I've ever played with, practice rounds were a doddle. You never went off the line, never went out of bounds, didn't three-putt, never found a bunker. And then when the bell rang, a little bit of tension came in. First drive finds a bunker, drop a shot. He plays every championship tournament round as if it's a practice affair, and it's fun and enjoyable and creative.
It was a really incredible shot of his, because it's almost guaranteed he's within 6 feet of where he's aiming, because all along the front here is a huge bank. The ball tends to run off.
Those arrows, Ken, you're doing there?
Yes,
what are
not
those,
very
Ken?
clever, are they? Let's go.
Yeah. Start again. It looks like some
This
sort
is
of
the slope here.
weird cartoon.
Another slope here. It gathers away here, gathers away here. And that's the only way you can really get the ball in, is to run it in from that side. I need a bit more practice, don't I? Tee shot, Thomas, if you want. trying to fly it onto the front of the green. But as soon as you take a club to reach the flag, you bring the road hole bunker into play, and a really desperate place to finish in this week. Always a chance you'll finish up against the lip. Tiger leads by 5 shots now from David Duval in the clubhouse. Thomas Bjorn with his approach just fine in the front of the 17th. Cracking round of Darren Clark's, round in 68. Dennis Paulson also in the clubhouse, just finished with a 69.
Steve Flesh. Into the 15th. Better. Just a couple of miscues have cost him certainly 3 shots.
Yeah.
We should be in for a big day tomorrow. I think we'll have a huge audience here, and they will include Beverly Lewis.
Well, second shot for Garcia on a very nice line. That'll please him. He hasn't had too many of those today. Second on the 15th. 168 to the pin. Needs to find at least 155 to get over the bunker guard on the left-hand side of the screen and the little mound right. Now that's leaked way to the right, the wind coming from the left, and really not a good shot from Garcia. He'll be very disappointed with that.
Well, he got a very good bounce over there. He might have gone the other way, and he's got it down about 20 feet from the hole.
Brief glimpse there of Ernie Els' tee shot. Huge one it is. In some ways that makes your life more difficult, because you're then tempted to try and high, soft, floaty second shot.
Thomas Bjorn. Third shot. Oh, come along. Just played it a little too delicately. Striking the ball well today. 4 under.
Toms looks to have a very lofty club, perhaps going to carry it all the way onto the putting surface, up that bank. He tried to a little low fizzer, but very fortunate to clamber up the slope. Slight mishit.
Now, main job for Tiger here would be to 2-putt. He's an awful long way away. He clattered one in from about half this range on the last hole. He'll be thinking about the possibility of holding it, but he's got this clinical brain that has got it all worked out. If I just roll this down in 2 from here, I get another birdie. I go to 16 under. It all happens so naturally with him.
Bjorn for 4. Oh, right across the face of the hole. 6 inches to go. That was right in the centre of the cup. Back to 9 under.
Mr. Tiger, he's done all the surveying that feels he needs. He's just getting the sense of the speed of the putt. Really is a comfortable looking player. Tall, slim, but still everything looks in proportion. And still should turn right. How about that? And it really is glorious. The strength, the power, the touch, the imagination. That's brilliant. It's another birdie. I know someone who will be enjoying this. It's Marley Nassel. Birthday today. Happy birthday, Marley, down at Hoylake, one of my favourite watering holes. George is looking after us. It's her husband, George, who's been coming to these events for so many years, cooks the best burgers in town. Leads by 6. And yeah, I don't know whether that was a smile for us or a smile for Mr. Williams, his caddy.
Flesh putting back up the hill at the 15th. Pretty slow, and as he hit it, as so many people do once you go past the flag at the 15th, come up a little shy. Toms, this for a 4. Good spot for pin his cut today. Not easy to make a birdie there.
John van der Velde, 18th. Bit of an up and down day for John. This for a 3. Oh, yeah, well done. A 72. Started with a 5. 72. And the Projes caddy, they used to be Faldo's man years ago.
Garcia, birdie chance. Been a good week for him. Last year's effort, the Open at Carnoustie, 89.83. Been a bit light on birdies today, just the one coming at number 8.
Outside the hole there. A little bit further away than it looks, but oh well. Thomas Bjorn at the 18th. Hit the ball really well today. 15th cost him a shot, but that's a nice drive up the final hole for Thomas.
Anyone who'd passed the chance to watch Tiger Woods swing a club would probably drive past the Taj Mahal with their blinds down. It's a very impressive action. '15th tee, hasn't found a bunker yet. He's not going to find one now because that's 30 yards over the bunker in the middle of the fairway.
An Open Championship contested here at St. Andrews.
Amazing how hard he hits the ball, Ken, and how straight it goes. Quite remarkable.
Going for the Grand Slam to match the likes of Hogan and Saracen and Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player. All won the 4 major titles. The Masters, the US Open, USPGA and the British Open.
And he would be the youngest by, what, about 18 months? Beating Jack Nicklaus. Oh, that was a nasty bounce away.
Little upslope, very tight lie, full sand wedge. I'll do what Darren Clark's just done. Pretty well executed. Ideally, it's best left of the pins, it gives you an uphill putt. Trying to work the ball in from the right with a little bit of draw spin.
Well, he's absolutely back in control, isn't he? 5 birdies in the last 7 holes. Tiger Woods leading by 6 from David Duval, in with his round of 66. Bad day for the British Challenge. Faldo, Montgomery, Westwood all struggling, but Darren Clark maintains a bit of respectability with his round of 68, and a splendid round it was. Darren out in 33, and a strong finish, birdieing the 16th and the closing hole as well. For a round of 68, 9 under par, and Darren is talking with Doogie.
Well done, Darren. You've every right to feel very pleased with that day's work.
Yeah, I got off to a good start. I hit the ball really nicely again. Made a couple of mistakes down the back nine, but to birdie 2 of the last 3, 2 under for the last 3, certainly very pleased.
Yeah. Your concentration seems good, and that's always important in these events, isn't it?
Definitely, because you don't necessarily need to hit bad shots to make mistakes out there, and that's happened maybe once or twice today, and it'd be very easy to get frustrated, but at the start of the week, patience was one of the things that I was going to try and work on, and thankfully I've managed to keep to it so far.
Would I be right in thinking you're particularly pleased with the way you've played the last 3?
Yeah, definitely. I'd made that silly mistake on 15 where I left it in the worst possible place, and then to come back and birdie 16, par 17 from where I hit it off the tee, and then make a nice birdie there in the last was certainly very pleasing.
Yeah. Is it really the case that you're delighted to walk off 17 with a par?
Yeah, definitely. A 4 there feels like a birdie in every other hole, so very pleased with that.
So looking at the leaderboard now, I suppose realistically your chances tomorrow depend on what Tiger does over the last 4 or 5 holes. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think everybody's chances depends on what Tiger does. He's the best player in the world and he's playing great, but you never know what can happen. If the wind blows, it'll be a more interesting day, but he's playing great, and it's totally, I think, dependent upon him at this stage.
Yeah, but you're in there and you've got a chance tomorrow, and that's all you can ask, I suppose, isn't it?
That's all I wanted at the start of the week, to go out there, and if I can play my best tomorrow, then that'll be great, and see where I finish.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it all, the atmosphere, the crowds, the attention?
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. There's no other tournament like this personally, and it's fantastic to be here at the Open and playing well and nicely up the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, you were close in 97, you're close again now. Good luck tomorrow, Darren.
Thanks, Dougie.
Ernie Els at the 17th. Played a beautiful shot into this green. Only 1 birdie here so far today, Mark Calcavecchia. Still only 1 birdie. Just falls away. There's a bit of a slope from the road back, almost a little sort of trough through the middle of this green. See, it comes down towards the hole from behind Ernie over there, and from the road down to the hole.
Tom Lehman, birdie chance of the 18th. That will be for a round of 70.
No drop strokes at this 18th hole today. 19 birdies and all the rest 4 so far. Nice tidy looking scorecard. 2 birdies, all pars.
Three good rounds, 68, 70, 70 for Tom Lehman.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be really in the hunt with that, but he just at this moment finds himself 8 strokes behind.
From the right. Come on, Tommy. Beautiful beauty. Round in 68, lovely closing 3 there, 2 halves of 34. Lost the 2 drop strokes. So 69, 69, 68 for Thomas Bjorn. He's only 6 behind.
3 scores under 70 is very impressive, isn't it? Very impressive indeed.
David Toms to the right of the 15th fairway. He's got 163 yards to go. He's on an uphill slope into the wind, so he's going to hit a good 6 iron into this 15th green.
Ball bounced, pitched hard, bounced to the back. Thought we'd see a bit more of this today, players not being able to get very close, but the degree of difficulty hasn't worked out as much as I thought it would. Tiger now also on an upslope.
Tiger got an awkward lie here in an old divot, 146 to go.
If he gets this inside 12 feet, it will be a minor miracle from here.
Well, he nearly removed half the bank. It's on line, he struck it well. Here it comes in on the left, and that'll work its way down towards the hole again. Another very good shot indeed from Tiger.
Second shot for Steve Flesh on this par 4 16th. He's got just 196 yards to the flag. Bunker guarding this green called Wig, tiny little bunker. Wind against and from the left. Safe play is just to the right, but will he take that? Now this is drifting just a little bit right and looks pretty good. It gets the hop up the bank at the front of this green, but unfortunately it didn't. Now yesterday when they were playing, they were all charging up that bank, having dropped short.
Sergio trying for one of his raking draws, a right to left flight. Always difficult with the ball below your feet though.
Missed that little putt, Ken. He's been a bit rattled, hasn't he? Oh, I don't know what happened there. That popped over the bunker. And we found another one. Did it? No, it didn't. Lucky twice. Els at the 18th.
No cameras, please.
He nips these ones off so beautifully, Peter. Just brushes the grass. There's the pin.
For 17 is yes, he pulled it. 4 for 17, he's opened up with a 5 at the first. A bit shaky at times.
Through all the swells and little undulations, Tom's has this outside birdie chance at the 15th. Sniff for a moment, but decided not to go down the hole.
Tiger hasn't really put a foot wrong. In a hugely rich vein of form. And when that happens, things, as David Duval was saying, seem to go your way. You have moments when good things happen, and then you go through patches when nothing seems to go right, no matter how well you seem to be striking the ball, how much you practice. Well, it's the same in all sports, or certainly all ball games. Again, right to the hole side, making it look so easy. That's a par, safely secured, 16 under the card, and that's 6 ahead of David Duval, who's completed it, and also Thomas Bjorn, who's just finished. And welcome back to Alex. Hey, what do you think of it then?
Well, I think it's just as you expect with Tiger Woods these days. Everything seems to be pre-calculated. Here's Phil Mickelson, his second shot to the last, and a beautiful iron shot. Mickelson, who is 6 under, but only level par today. That putt there for a round of 71.
Tom's for a par. 9 under. 7 behind. So now 16, 17, 18, just 3 holes left. just past 6:15 this lovely evening. A little bit overcast this morning, but for the last few hours it's been absolutely delightful.
Steve Flesh from the front of the green, and you see it swept away, and now it should start to turn back. And that's not a bad putt to within 3.5 feet of Steve, who's still the 1 under par today, despite the 6, the double bogey that he had at 13.
Now the 16th hole was part of the good run for home here. Trouble abounds, 424 yards. And, well, you don't have to do much wrong to run up a big score here. A lot of tactical players been going on this week, trying to miss the problems up there in the middle of the fairway, nest of bunkers. You can go between the bunkers and the railway, old railway on the right if you're brave enough. Lots of bunkers on the way, some through the back of the green. Shelf in the front, the Tiger sticking with his plan, iron from the tee. Just punching it down. He's eliminating all possibility of creating for himself a golfing mini disaster. Interesting ploy and play, isn't it, Alex?
Yes, it is, Peter. And he's playing with this fella here in the final group, who I think is, I'm so impressed. He's only had 3 wins in the United States in his career, 2 of them in 1999. But I think, and I can't wonder why, because he's got the most beautiful swing, just sort of 3/4 length back swing. He's not being overawed at all. I think that's a superb golf swing, and he's followed the man around, and sometimes he's passed him. And that one just skirting through that little gap, anyone who's brave enough to go between bunker and out of bounds gets the reward of a much better second shot. Beautifully played. People, of course, watching this Open Championship all over the world. I had a nice little message from Bill Martin, and he's had, after 30 years of watching the Open Championship, he's had to stay in Portugal, little knee operation. Former captain of the RAC club, and a good Scot. Hope you're enjoying it, Bill.
18th now, Ernie Els. No real pace in the greens. Ernie finishes off with a 4 and around a 70. 66, 72, 70. Popped it in the water at the first and had a very good run of form. And 6 at the 12th. Nicholson. And that was a birdie, so 1 under for Mickelson, 71. All pars you see going out, and then 3 birdies, 2 drop strokes coming home. All we could do was 71. 72, 66, 71.
Tiger Woods is first to play on the 16th. Difficult shot, and he's very sensibly, with considering the situation on the scoreboard, that he's taken out the principal's nose and Deacon's sign, which is not a little bunker behind it, and also not played around with the out of bounds down the right-hand side here as well. Very, very conservative shot, but it does give him a long second. He's got 218 to the flag, and there's a Whig bunker waiting for him on the front left of this green, if he happens to hit it at all left of the flag and be a bit short. So it needs careful consideration as to club. For a change, he won't be hitting something like a wedge or a 9-iron, which he seems to be playing nearly all the way around. Tough second shot, Peter.
Yes, but we've seen him play so many good shots. I should be very surprised if he doesn't find the green, or at worst just drift away front right. They're a very good combination, these two. Steve Williams from New Zealand on the left. Probably very knowledgeable on the game. He's hit 14 out of the 15 greens. He hasn't been in a bunker since he arrived here. Well, 26 putts around today. There's no end to it. It just goes on wherever you look. He's creating, driving and averaging about over 300 yards off the tee, and they go straight.
Well, there you are, Peter. There's the flag there, just to the right of that bunker that Mike was referring to.
I think we might see a little punchy one. Wind coming left, from the left a wee bit. Drilled it in. There you go, down the front right corner. Well, he could have done with a bit more. Seemed to strike it as he meant to.
Steve Flesh over the word old, of old course. Course if you're brave, with tell if you're suicidal. And that's a draw off the church spire. You can see a left-handed draw is quite an advantage, isn't it? Seagull chasing it down there, and that comes round and opens up the flag until now. That closes it down again.
Tom's.
150 to go, Peter. Great drive up here, just right of the principal's nose on his left-hand side there. Very brave shot, and a very good shot. If you've got the real guts to go for this one, this makes it so much easier. Just 150 to the flag.
Steady, yes, good shot. There you see that wonderful little nest of bunkers. And another one, a little sneaky one up ahead.
Red Couples trying to get his par at the 17th. Huge grandstand just beyond the screen people up there. Just layer upon layer of them, it would seem, but that's a 5, and he is now even for today's golf, 600 for the championship.
Sergio. Level par today, 2 pars for a 72. It's been a bit scratchy at times. Quite amazing, this game of golf, the number of people who play, how it's been taken mainly by Scottish engineers in Victorian days, all to the 4 corners of the world. And I'm always amazed the people who play with their infirmities. The Amputees Championships coming off at the Hever Golf Club in Kent in mid-August. Newton Shipley's the organizer of that. So any amputee who wants to play. And there are some mighty good ones, I can tell you. There used to be a lad here in St Andrews with one arm who could belt a miles. Hever Golf Club, that's the place to ring in Kent, H-E-V-E-R. For further information, do some remarkable playing of golf. Blind Golf Society, which I'm happy to be a patron of, that do the most amazing scores. They'll be so excited, those that can see and those that follow by word of mouth, the antics of this amazing young player, Tiger Woods. See, he walks about and you think, well, is he really, what's he doing? He's sensing the feet. He is able, seemingly, to pick out the run of the ball, the pace of the green. And he loves doing it. He absolutely loves it. The challenge. Some talent, Alex.
Oh yes, he has, Peter. The thing about the problem he has, he is walking about with a putter in his hand, but if I just get rid of the flag and show you that there's a curve which runs right across the green this way before it evens out to the bunker. Now he's going to have to make allowances for that. I thought he might have played a lofted club onto the green there and let it run out from there, but I can assure you that if he decides to putt it, he's got to take in that huge ridge into account, and he still has the putter in his hand. That doesn't mean, of course, Peter, that he will stay with it. And you see it from the different angle now, that ridge.
Yes, it's a two-way run, isn't it? I mean, it'll go one way and then it looks as if it comes off the hill on the right, the last 8 or 10 feet. But it all depends how it reacts early on. Now you get some idea of the slope that he's in, or the hollow he's in. And there's the shoulder Alex was talking about, and it's quite deep, isn't it?
Even though he's on the putting surface there, Peter, I've seen many players take lofted clubs, wedges and things to eliminate some of these slopes. But as you say, it's right to left, and then left to right as it comes down.
Just a little short of speed. But the idea was there.
Sergio Garcia, and here his second shot to the 17th. That's interesting, but that could be in trouble. I think the road bunker is waiting.
Might be the shortest shot we've seen today. Now Tiger's got a putt. Well, we'll get a better view of it from another camera. It didn't look too far from the camera behind the green, but that could be 8 or 9 feet short, maybe more. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, at least 12. And these are the putts he holed out so brilliantly. When he won the US Open Championship, he had this length of putt time and time again for pars. And in fact, he was doing it in the first 2 rounds. He's just holed out magnificently when he's needed to. He's only dropped 1 stroke in what must be in 73 or 4 holes now. Championship golf, quite amazing. And again, and of course when you're on a roll like this, it really is amazing. As we saw it over the years with Bobby Locke from South Africa, was a magical putter. Bob Charles had his great moments.
Steve Flesch has decided to take a putter and putt it round the bunker. And that's pretty good. It will run away. It'll go quite a long way from the flag, but his chances of pitching it over the bunker and ending up as close as that were pretty remote. Cut his losses, but that's a chance of a 4. But what about this one? Camera buried in the bank.
I'm in perhaps one of the most famous bunkers in the world of golf, the road hole bunker. It's to the left of the 17th green here at St Andrews, and it's had a new revetted face, and it's steeper than ever. And we'll see a number of players, I'm sure, run up against it, and it becomes almost impossible to play. And David, what are my options when I'm in this position if I decide, well, I actually physically can't hit it?
You have 3 options under the unplayable ball rule, all under penalty of 1 stroke. You can go back to where you last played from, which is the only way that you can get out of the bunker. Or alternatively, you can drop a ball within 2 club lengths. That has to be in the bunker, not near the hole. Or you can go back on a line, keeping the position where the ball originally lies, directly in line with the flagstick. You can go back as far as you like in the bunker.
So you have to drop it in the bunker. So it's 2 club lengths either way, or I can go back. In this instance, I think perhaps I might try and drop it back there. Far enough back from the lip. Drop the ball. But of course, what does it do? It plugs. We're going to see a few players up against this revetted face, and perhaps they might have to take that option.
Well, certainly the case here, because Garcia certainly can't go forward. And he's putting it to the back of the bunker. We saw Mark Calcavecchia do this in a similar situation the other day. Now, one could put forward quite a sensible argument to say that that is too severe a penalty. The bunker face may well be just eased back a little bit, and you saw from those pictures of Tommy Nakajima from all those years ago, the bunker only came 3/4 of the way up the height of where it is now. And so this is Sergio's 4th shot. He's got a very sharp temper, this young man.
Back to the tee, and you can see that Tiger has not taken the driver. This is his metal 3.
Get a man, Tiger!
I think we all know that by now.
It's quite original.
That's a good shot. Now, isn't that interesting? The loft of that club, he brought it down on the left side, but with enough spin to stop it kicking on and to the rough. He seems to think of everything. Every single little detail is worked out. He said he did that to win the US Open. Now watch this. Lovely swing, lovely rhythm. He's used a driver. And that is a very nice shot. Put a little bit of cut on it, a little bit of fade. I don't know how it is that he's only won 3 events. He's 33-year-old. He looks much better than that to me.
Fresh now for a par at the 17th. There's another strange putt, almost along a little ridge, hogs back. They fall this way and that way. A 5. He's had his moments today, but 7 under. 4 for 72.
Fred Couples at the 18th, giving it a good left to right down the green. That's the thing to do. He didn't give it quite enough. So Fred has that little putt there for a round of 72. 37 home. And he remains as he started at 6 under.
Garcia for a 5 at the 17th. 6. You want to be careful when you do those little tap-ins. He tried to play a good second shot, little runner, pulled it, found the sand up against the face, virtually unplayable. So he's letting shots slip through his fingers at a great rate of knots.
Lauren Roberts. And yet another putt goes in for a birdie 3, home in 35 and a round of 70, and he is at 9 under, so he is one of those sharing 4th place.
Tom's at the 17th. As he trying to pitch it in that narrow part of the green to the right of the flag and stop it before it goes on the road. Plays in the, he's done it. Good shot.
Hi, bud.
Tiger will have seen that and see how the ball reacted. He's only a few yards in front of him, in fact 6 yards in front of David Toms. 191 of his numbers to the flag. The number he'll be looking at, I think, is probably 160 to the front there. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if the ball comes up pretty short on the front edge of the green at the most. He's not going to play around with the road hole bunker, and I certainly don't think he's going to play around with the road. Just an 8-iron, but that's looking dangerous. Let it carries. Oh, it did. How about that? Wonderful, wonderful shot.
Well, it was a good strike, Michael, but I have to say it was a little unfortunate carrying where it did and ending up on the back of the green. And that's the way his golf game is going at the moment. Somebody else might have moved it a yard away. The old caddy saying, "What are you doing to me? You're frightening me to death." Well, watch it again as it comes down towards the green, and you'll see where it lands. And that might have gone left. It might have done what Garcia's did, but it didn't. See, it went up the top and on the bank, and then down to the back of the green. And that's how things go when they're going well for you. And it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't run that in for a 3 now. Quite amazing. Destiny, some would call it. Remember yesterday I was talking to you about the old Rusacks Hotel owned by Sir Harry Lauder years ago. Well, Willie Aitchison has been talking to an old chum of his. It was Will Fife, it wasn't Harry Lauder. I knew it was one of those two old rascals. Will Fife used to own that hotel. Was he the one that used to sing? I can't remember. One of them anyway. Tiger's got all their records. He's looking, he knows he was a bit fortunate there. Pitch there, and Mayan missed everything.
Last shot probably from the fairway for Garcia at the 18th. Can pitch this, it's 87 yards to the flag. Far enough back to get some spin on it. He's not a happy boy today though. Feels he's been hard done by, I think. Few bad lies, and then that bunker position just now. He'll be very disconsolate, I think, tonight.
He will, because he's 2 over for today's round. When he made the birdie at the 8th, when he got the 2 there, and we all started to sense him being pumped up, and then at the 9th he got the wicked lie, which I think when he thumped it out of that and then thumped the ground afterwards, his whole composure disappeared. Now Steve Flesh, who is 7 under for the championship, even today. He can throw it all the way too, this left-hander. And I noticed there, just as he addressed, he sort of laid the blade open. Can you see that? It's almost at our angle. He's going to try and create as much backspin as he can, just not a big divot. There you are. You see, nice and neat and clean. Now will it kick and stop? Ah, well, it was a beautiful shot. He has that little putt there for a round of 71. So many good left-handers there nowadays, Peter.
There are indeed. And to the 17th green, the final pair. Then you see the slope left to right as we look towards Tom. And he's got to come down, it'll swing across. Very deceptive, this 17th. A little trough through the middle of it. Now, play started today at 20 minutes to 9, and this match, the last one off at 3 o'clock, it's now just turned 20 to 7, so play has not been much quicker. So tomorrow, play will start at 8:20 a.m. The first match off the first tee here at St Andrews will be 8:20, 20 minutes earlier, and well, I hope it's enough. Tiger. This is one of those funny putts we've seen. The ball shave the hole both left and right. Now, Quebecia, the only person so far to have had a birdie on this hole today. Only 24. There's only been 13 birdies at this hole thus far, and now this you can see, you can just get the sense of this one comes left to right. Oh, a shade less, and that was it again. There's an old saying, always try and get your first putt past the hole, because you see which way the ball runs and it gives you the line on the one coming back. So Tiger will know that's just sort of at the right edge of the hole.
Garcia, who hopes there won't be one coming back here at the 18th for a 3, just to cheer him up a little. And it does. It helps. It's a round of 73 with a wicked finish. A bogey at the 15th and that double bogey at 17.
David Toms after that rather weakish first putt. This for a par. It's 9 under. Woods leads by 6. Hit it wide enough. So he drops to 8. Joins Flesh, Els, Lehman.
How can the other member of this pairing get the 3? Steve Flesh. 9 top 10 finishes in the United States this year, no wins. That's a good putt. And he makes a 3 as well. But it's home in 38. He had a double bogey at the 13th hole, 71 today, and 8 under.
Tiger at the 17th. Not many empty seats up there, 6:45 at night. They want to see, they want to be here, they want to be part of this man's day. Tomorrow could well be a very historic day if he joins those very few players who won all 4 major championships. Well, he too failed to see the little run right to left. So the rather fortunate bounce over the bank of the bunker was not taken advantage of. I bet he'll go very close to a 3 at the last. Well, it'll be the 4 hours round. Maybe a minute or 2 more before they finish. 3 o'clock they kicked off. And it'll take them that amount of time. 12 minutes or so. Play this final hole. I think we might see Tiger take out a new ball and give this one a bit of umpty. Somewhere I hear a baby cry. bit high, landed fairly softly, and didn't get the fizz forward run and bounce that you might have been hoping for.
I enjoy watching this man swing. Peter, I haven't seen a lot of him before, but you'll notice he's aiming well to the center of the clubhouse. Lovely three-quarter length and controlled backswing, and then he lets it swing beautifully through, and that's opening up the green, going down the left side, and that is a fine tee shot. So Tiger Woods, of course, has a 5-shot lead at the moment, and as he makes his way across to the bridge, the old golfer's bridge over the Swilcan Burn. And Peter, you remember when he won, we covered him winning his first US Masters, that he won by about 12 shots, and then he won the US Open by 15, but no one would ever describe it as being boring for the last day, because he creates such interest in everything he does, the way he schemes himself around the golf courses. I've never seen well, he had it absolutely under control there until that last putt, and I think he went aggressively for a 3, which I don't think was in his plan.
No, and I think we could have a huge audience for this, for the end of this championship, both here in the United States and around the world, because the odds now are very strongly that Tiger Woods will win this championship and join those elite bands, Saracen, Hogan, Nicklaus, Player, the only 4 that have won all 4 major championships. You see how relaxed and, well, I guess when you're in complete control of everything, life's good.
How long do you think it takes around this place?
This will be like 3 minutes a hole you do here, easy. Touch every tee, hit every green. I'd say you get this one done under, just probably might get around 150 around here. I think you got to push it a little bit. Yeah, but there's not a hill out of it.
You can see full house. He has learnt so much in such a short time. The art of handling PR, people, on-course demeanor. Very hard to be famous these days. You can't lead a normal life anymore. Not at this level.
And I think it'll be David Toms to play the second shot first. He's got plenty of room, because this is the most generous pin position that we've seen all week. It's well up the green, and you know, the normal problem is the Valley of Sin. You can see the flag just to the left of that clock. More or less 85 yards, firm with a sand iron. He's level par. If he knocks that putt in and gets a 71, I think he'll be quite proud of his efforts. It'll take him to 9 under par. There are just 2 at 10 under, Thomas Bjorn and David Duval. Now, what about Tiger? I wonder what piece of magic he'll conjure up here. I love it when he takes the sand iron, Peter. You never know if he's going to throw it high with an open face or hood the face and punch it in. You just have to wait and wonder. It is really magical. 69 yards to the flag. Now, let's see whether he hoods or opens. He hooded it. He hooted it, so it'll jump. There it is, the little kick that came in a little bit late, later than he thought, but he hit it 72 yards.
His striking is so precise. The fairways are very tight. And when you play at this level and are able to hit the ball crisply, you can generate an awful lot of spin. Frightens the life out of most club players who play on fairways as tight as this. Down and up onto the green. Well, we've seen a lot of putts from both sides of this hole today. Tiger's will come a little from the left, but if you overhit it, you miss on the left. And David Tom's putt will fall a little bit to the left also. Every little vantage point you can have, all peeping out of the windows in the houses and clubs alongside this 18th. Then there's University Men's Golf Club. The boys have just returned from a US tour. There's Prince Andrew, top left. Michael Benalek. Sir Michael Benalek. The captain. Good morning, Mr. Captain. Tiger's on the prowl. Peeping from behind the scaffolding. Everywhere. Yeah, on it. Well, he's got a pal up above. Now just down the left side. Like that. Oh, yeah. Not too sure the gravers can't start chipping out the name Tiger Woods on the old claret joke now. 67 today, to go with a 67 and a 66. Yeah, still he keeps his head, then he has a little look, and he knows it's there. Fantastic. Now, come on, David Toms, you can do the same. Just on the top side of the hole. Like that. 2 threes to finish. Well played. What a day tomorrow promises to be. Although he's got a 6-shot lead and an iron will, I don't suspect Tiger will crumble, but you never know how nerves might strike. Something might strike. The golfing gods may say, no, my son, you may have to wait a little bit longer before you collect the claret jug. Remember, play tomorrow, 8:20. 200 for 3 rounds. Butch Harmon. I think we'll just only do an hour's practice tonight. They're off to the recorder's little hut round the corner just to confirm the scores, to sign the cards and make sure everything is in order. Nick Price has the lowest 54-hole total. That was a 199 at Turnberry. 200 was done by Tom Watson, also at Turnberry. Great stuff.
what a day, and what another giant step towards a place in history for Tiger Woods. And we've got time to reflect on everything that's happened, but let's first of all take you down that leaderboard, which is headed by a margin of 6 shots by Tiger Woods after that round of 67. An even more impressive round of 66 from David Duval to share second place with Thomas Bjorn in with a 68. David Toms, Lauren Roberts and Darren Clark heading the British Challenge. Darren's round of 68, great credit to him. Ernie Els suffered a few problems today, 8 under par with Steve Flesh and Tom Lehman. And also on 8 under par, Dennis Paulson, round of 69 today. And then Jose Caceres and Phil Mickelson together at 7 under par. Sergio Garcia, such a frustrating day. Shows of petulance and a bit of shot making, but a few problems, especially on the back nine, and he's dropped to 6 under par with Langer, who had a tremendous round of 66 today. Fred Couples, Bob May, also a round of 66 today. And Paul Rick Harrington, a round of 70. In the group on 5 under, Bob Estes, Stuart Appleby, Jean van der Velde, who, in contrast with last year, was in the water at the opening hole this time. And Dean Robertson, splendid round from the Scot today, 68. And Mark McNulty, terrific stuff from him as well. Eduardo Romero, another player who came through qualifying, Nota Bigay, Jared Mosley, complete that group at 5 under par. And then those at 4 under par, Steve Jones, former champion, Mark O'Meara, Jeff Maggott, Paul McGinley there as well at 4 under par. And McGinley with a round of 71 today. And then disappointment from Colin Montgomery, never really got going, another round of level par 72, leaving him at 3 under par. Frustration also for Jose Maria Olazabal, who was going so well at one point. And then also at 3 under par, Ian Garbutt, great credit to him, the young man, or the man from Doncaster who was so high up on the leaderboard the opening day. And then at 2 under par, Jesper Parnevik, who was also in the water but managed to salvage his par in spectacular fashion at the opening hole. And Harmo Sanderlin heading those at 1 under par. And that group also includes